What are you reporting?
We got someone or something crawling around out here.
Did you see what it was? Was it a person or an animal or?
I can't tell. All I know is that my central light came on and I just happened to glimpse and see this thing running across the yard. A good-sized man or something. Looks like a man. I don't know what it was. Just that it ran across the yard.
Okay. You've had problems in the neighborhood before?
Yeah, my dog was killed here just recently. I don't know what it was. Whatever it is, it's running. I couldn't catch it if I was going to chase it. But whatever it was, it was standing up. I'm out here looking through the window now and I don't see anything. I don't want to go outside. Jesus Christ, you better...
Sure.
See ya!
Hello?
Get somebody out here.
What's going on now, sir?
That son of a bitch is about 6'9", I don't know.
Do you see him now, sir?
Yes.
You're listening to Paranormal 411, coming to you live from an undisclosed location deep within the Appalachian Mountains, bringing you the unknown with your hosts David Reagan and Jason Scott. Paranormal 411. Well, good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Good evening. How you doing, Jason?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Well,
I'm home.
That's just peachy.
Yeah. Peachy. So did you have a good weekend? Or a good week?
No.
No?
Had to work.
Oh, well.
Had to work.
Me too.
So we got a good show tonight. A little, maybe an hour long. We got a late start. We're going to be talking some UFOs.
Woo.
And some government officials.
Yeah, I think, we'll mention some stuff from Lou Elizondo that he's put out in the atmosphere for everybody to hear and see. So we'll just, talk about it for a minute too.
Yeah, we'll know what's going on with these UFOs.
Yeah, or the government likes to say UAPs. Even though this last time they were talking, and we could probably get into this here in a minute, but did you know that the government actually said that they don't believe it's anything extraterrestrial?
Well, what is it?
It needs further investigation.
Mm-hmm.
They've been investigating it for 70 years.
Yeah, 70 years of investigating, and they still don't know.
70 years.
Or they do know.
Well, we'll get into what some Lou Elizondo said, and he was he was the man when it come to this stuff. So it'll give you a little, I think, some insight in what they actually believe,
Yeah.
So I think we'll get a little bit of that in here in a little bit.
Want to thank everybody for all the listens and the likes.
Yes. Thanks, our premium members.
Of course, we haven't been giving you premium stuff, but thank you.
Well, you know what I think? You know what I think all these premium members need?
What?
We just published our first book.
That's a surprise.
I know. But guess what? Ta-da! It's out. We published our first book, and here pretty soon.
It's going to be on Amazon.
It's going to be on Amazon. And
paperback or digital.
You could we will also have some that we might be signing and sending out. But I think that all these loyal people that have been premium members for a very long time deserve a signed book.
Yes. Maybe we'll be bestsellers and make millions with our coffee table reader.
And what's the name of this book, Jason?
Well, it's got two different East Tennessee Hauntings and Lore.
Yes.
So it's a pretty nice little book. It tells a few stories, and two of them are personal. Yeah,
we have a couple personal stories, and the rest of them are some native stories. And
we do talk about the coochie booger.
Yes, we do throw some coochie booger in there Hell's Bar Dam.
Yes. Hell's Bar Dam.
A little bit about Oak Ridge.
Oak Ridge. Yes. And, well, let's let them buy it or give it to them, whatever.
Well, we're going to also have some for sale when we go to the Bigfoot conference.
Oh, yeah.
So, if you see us there, you could buy one too. So, but we just wanted to throw it out there.
Yeah, it's not came out just yet. Give it about 3 days.
Yeah.
It should be on Amazon.
Yeah. We'll also put a link on our website.
Yes. Website and Facebook and
Paranormal411.org. Sign up, become a member. It's free. Doesn't cost anything anyway. So just do that. We will have a link to it there. Like Jason said, also on our Facebook and on Twitter, which is also Paranormal411 on Facebook or Twitter. So yeah, definitely check it out there.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
And remember, you're listening to Almost Published Authors.
Hey, it's pretty cool. Like I said, it's a little nice little reading book.
Yeah, it's a bathroom book.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could stay in a bathroom for
that long.
66 pages.
Yeah.
But
you could always, to be continued, leave off where you left off last time. If you're bored for about 45 minutes. No, just kidding.
So, you know what it's time for?
What time is it?
This Day in History with David Reagan, published author.
Well, today is June 3rd, 2022. On this day in 1965, Ed White emerged from the orbital spacecraft Gemini 4 and became the first American astronaut to walk in space. Did you believe that, Jason?
That's remarkable.
Remarkable. Also on this day in 1989, the Chinese government called in the military to put down a pro-democracy demonstration staged by more than 100,000 people in Tiananmen Square in Beijing, resulting in hundreds of deaths. Yeah. And that is just a couple of things that happened today in history.
I think I remember that Beijing.
Yeah, Tiananmen Square was a big thing. I was kind of young still then, and I remember it. You have the guy standing in front of the tanks. Yeah, that was one of the things that you see the most. But terrible stuff.
Terrible.
But life goes on.
Life goes on.
Has no other reason but to go on, right?
Right.
So, I think tonight's show is going to be good. Like I said, it's going to be a little short show, but I think we'll delve into a little bit of the UFO, or for you newbies, UAPs.
UAPs.
Yeah, it's kind of funny saying UAP, isn't it? But we'll be back.
That's a flying saucer to me.
That was one of them there flying saucers I saw. Yeah, it looked just like my wife thought when she throws those things at me. It looks just like it. Flies so quick, can't even blink and they hit you in the mouth. Just kidding. My wife don't do that to me.
Well, we're going to take a quick little break to get in these few commercials that we have.
Remember, we are live on Spreaker and on Podbean. You could also come to paranormal411.org. Sign up, become a member. It's free. But you could also come into our live show and chat room. Chat with us there.
Bird Dog's in the chat room.
What's up, Bird Dog? Also, remember, to come to paranormal411.org. Sign up, become a member, right, Jason?
Oh, yeah.
And your host is Jason and David. You're listening to Paranormal 411. We'll be back after this quick break.
In a world on the edge of oblivion, go to paranormal411.org for all of your paranormal, extraterrestrial, and cryptid needs.
Thanks for listening to the show. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter at Paranormal411. Join us on the website at paranormal411.org. It's free to sign up and become a member. All of our upcoming shows are on the guest and events page. You can also listen to past shows on the website as well. And if you like the show and want to support us, you can do that by becoming a premium member for only $2 a month. Thanks for listening to Paranormal 411. Join us.
This is Jeff Reagan of the band Catalyst. Visit Paranormal 411. Click on our link on the right-hand side to listen to or purchase any of our albums on BandLab.
All right, welcome back after that short break.
Welcome back. And we want to thank Catalyst of East Tennessee for allowing us to play their music. They're good friends of ours, good friends of the show. And we really appreciate them. Just like the commercial says, you go to paranormal411.org. And we've got a banner for them right there on the right-hand side of the page. You can click on it, listen to all their music, and even purchase it there. So definitely give them a shout out. Check them out. They're awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Jason, you wanted to bring something up too.
Oh, yeah. I was going to, if you ever in this area and you needed a tour.
A good haunted tour.
Yeah. We've got a gentleman here in Loudon by the name of Bo Carey. He gives tours, and you can find his website at bocareyhistorytours.weebly.com. And he has a ghost tour of Loudon, a full moon cemetery tour, Oh, yeah, that one's good.
It's good. We've been on all these tours, too.
Yes. Downtown Loudon History Tour. If you love history, this guy is the man with Loudon history.
Yes. And he is part of one of the founding families of this county, too.
Yes.
So.
And he's got a Century Homes of Loudon tour. So check him out, and you can book your tour on that website at, where did I say it was?
Weebly.
Beaucarry History Tours
At
Weebly.com.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you'll have a great time.
We did. We had fun. I mean, we did, what was it? It was a 2-hour tour. We did 2 tours, one right after another.
Yeah.
And it was actually on.
You might even see the ghost of Elvis, because we did.
I think he's on about every one of his tours too.
Yeah.
It's a local guy that dresses up like Elvis. It's actually really funny. It's pretty cool. Also, if you're local or if you are in this area, you know, we have a good friend that also has probably one of the best pizza joints around.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're fantastic. And what's the name of it, Jason?
Legends and Lore.
That's in Madisonville, Tennessee.
Yes, Madisonville, Tennessee.
And they've got some of the best pizzas in the world, man. You go in, Eddie is the owner. He's there all the time. He's ghost hunted, Bigfoot hunted. He's done all kinds of stuff. Pictures up everywhere. And I'll tell you, talk to him. He's got all kinds of good stories. Not only do you get good pizza, but if you want a good story, he's got them for you. So definitely check him out.
Oh, yeah. Check him out.
So
you ready to get this ball rolling?
I'm ready. Let's talk some UFOs.
Okay.
I love some UFOs.
Yeah. I wanted to start off with the incident there at Malmstrom Air Force Base. I think this was in 1967. Wasn't that? I think it was.
Yes, 1967. Malmstrom Air Force Base.
Yeah. So, he's a former airman to the government, and he is trying to get the government to believe him. And there was many witnesses, and I think he was at the press conference too that they had.
Yes.
But he says he wants the government to acknowledge that this phenomena exists, and his name is Robert Salas, and he's a former Air Force nuclear launch officer. And he wants the Air Force, the government, to come forward and say this is a real phenomenon. Phenomena.
Do, 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 do.
So he was stationed 60 feet underground at the Malmstrom Air Force Base in Montana in 1967.
This is a fascinating story.
Yes. And he was monitoring the Launch Control Center for 10 nuclear missiles when he received a call from a guard up above ground. So the guard calls down and he says they've been seeing some strange lights, making odd maneuvers, and he knows it's not airplanes because they're silent. They don't have any engine noise. At first, he didn't pay much attention to what he was saying, but then he received a second phone call. So they called back down 5 minutes later.
Hey, did you not hear me the first time?
This time he's screaming into the phone. He's scared. You can tell by his voice, he said. And he said, "Sir, I've got all the guards out here. They've got their weapons drawn. We are all looking at an orange, reddish, pulsating shaped object." It's about 30 feet in diameter and just hovering above the front gate.
Keep on knocking, but you can't come in.
So Salas, I don't know how to pronounce his name. He was thinking they were under some kind of attack. He told the guards to keep it outside the perimeter of the gate. And then he alerted the other officer stationed with him, and he said he noticed that the missiles started going offline.
Yeah, they just started shutting down. Clean.
And this has not just happened at this base.
Oh, no. You know, when this happened at Malmstrom, it had also happened at a few of our other Minutemen missile bases here in the Americas.
Yeah. They started going into a no-go or unlaunchable condition.
Yep.
And were essentially disabled while this object was overhead. So the unidentified object eventually took off, and their missiles didn't suffer any damage, but he said it took about a day to get the missiles back up and running. Nobody was injured, and he said that he don't think it was an attack, but it was certainly a national security incident and something that the Air Force said that had never happened in their official policy documents. So that's the story, and I'm sticking to it. After investigating from 1947 to 1969, the Air Force concluded that there was no evidence indicating that sightings considered unidentified were extraterrestrial in origin.
It's funny because we're getting the same thing from them today. So the last time, what was it? This last month, you know, they came out and had the public side, then they had their classified side again, but they came out and pretty much said, we don't see anything that could be from anywhere else. We require further investigation.
Yeah.
So they've been investigating this for 70 years. What do you say?
So Boogie Nights says, he's in the Podbean chat room. He said no maintenance had been performed any that day, according to them, and that's why.
Right. Yeah. You know, like I was saying, 70 years they've been hiding this, that we know of at least. And Lou Elizondo, love him, hate him, you know, whatever. I think he's a pretty credible guy. You know, has a lot to say about a lot of this stuff. I think, you know, I mean, he was over ATIP. For like, I think it was 5 years, from 2007 to 2012. And he was the main man when it come to ATIP. And, you know, he's on record as saying that these UFOs exhibit hypersonic velocities and their ability to change directions instantaneously. Humans can only withstand about 9 Gs of forces. And some of our best aircraft, he says, can do about 16 Gs. So they could do 7 more Gs than what the human body could even take. And he's saying that these things are doing 3-4 times 600 Gs during mid-flight. So they're not stopping and performing maneuvers. They're doing it during the flight. You know, to put it into context, the SR-71 Blackbird, which is still unclassified, I guess, the fastest plane we have, and it says at 3,200 miles an hour, when it wants to make a right-hand turn, It takes roughly half the state of Ohio to do it
Oh, that's crazy.
at 3,200 miles an hour. And these things can do twice that or even faster and turn on a dime.
Hmm.
I don't know. Does the government know what's out there? Are they feeding us full of crap? Now, why would they do that, Jason? Why do you think that they would purposefully not tell us the truth?
I don't know.
Because I don't believe the whole myths of, oh, we're not ready and it's going to be the end of the world. I mean, the Vatican, for God's sakes, has even come out and said that it's a possibility and that they're looking for extraterrestrial life. Thank you for sharing the show. But, they actually have come out and said that it's a possibility, and that doesn't mean that there's not a God. Even the Vatican's getting ahead of this.
Yeah.
And our own government's just trying to throw it under the rug. Lou Elizondo is also on Tucker Carlson. And Tucker asked a question. He says, is there debris from any of these vehicles or whatever they are? Right. So he's literally asking, do we have debris? Or do we have pieces of a ship or whatever? And Lou actually says, the U.S. government is in possession of exotic material. He says he'll leave it at that. More analysis is needed. There's enough uniqueness about it where it demands additional analysis and expertise. So, tell me something. When it comes to that, Jason, does it make you wonder? Here's a guy that was part of the government, part of ATIP, right? He's sitting here saying that we do have exotic material. Our government's saying, no, we don't.
Well, he's not the only one that said that either.
No, well, after Roswell, right? Roswell, day one, we've got a UFO with all this awesome materials and stuff. Day two.
Well, just think about Bob Lazar back in the day. He had
Bob Lazar's the man.
The 115.
Element 115.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, a funny thing about that too, right? So he says, yeah, I've got element 115. And then, now this is a substance that at that time wasn't even on the periodic table of elements. It is today.
Because they can make it now.
Well, but they could only make it in an unstable form. So it's only good for about a hundredth of a second and it's gone. They have never made it in a stable form, but he says, I've got it and I've got it in a stable form. Every time he's gone and said that, the CIA, FBI, and everybody has showed up at his house, his business, and looking for this element 115 that supposedly doesn't even exist.
It's crazy.
Should that not lend credibility to what he says?
Yep.
I would think it does. Maybe I'm naive.
Well, they're doing Lou Elizondo the same way they did him, saying he never worked for the for the government.
Yeah. And fortunately for Lou Elizondo, he's taking him to court. And fortunately for Lou Elizondo, they've already got enough people and stuff that are stepping forward that's going to refute that. But, he had to go many, many, many years before stuff finally started leaking out that he actually worked at Los Alamos and all these other places, So I don't know.
Well, Elizondo also, he would talk. He has talked about the UFO nuclear connection.
Yes, exactly what you was just talking about.
Yeah. he even says that in other countries that UFOs have even put the missiles online.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they took them offline here and put them online there.
It said we have had incidents where these UAPs have interfered and actually brought offline our nuclear missiles. He said, hold on, I just seen it. Oh, did I see it?
It's okay, Jason. I know that they brought ours offline multiple times.
Right here. And Elizondo says that he has data showing that UFOs have actually put nukes online in other countries, which is more concerning than taking them off.
Wonder why they would do that. What do you think they would do?
I think it's like a head game. Like, we can do this.
That's what I'm wondering is it them going, looky here. You know, we could turn you off. We could turn you on. We already know we can't shoot them down. We can't even catch them in the air.
Well, you know, it's just like, I don't know if you watched the episode of Skinwalker Ranch, the last one.
No, because I've got Discovery Plus.
Well,
and
you need to watch it. I won't give no spoilers, but it's about cutting things on and off, and it's pretty crazy.
So I finished last season because it finally came all on, but I haven't got to watch this season yet because for some strange reason Discovery Plus don't show it. It's got to be.
So let me just tell you this part. They brought these guys out with these super telescopes. They were going to shoot rockets up to that one point over the triangle where all this is occurring.
Mm-hmm.
And they was going to see if they could see through at a star or something in that area, or if it was blocked. Well, they get ready to shoot the rocket. As soon as they count down to we're firing a rocket, their equipment will go offline. And well, first all of the data, the star names that was in their computer where it actually goes to it and sets it up itself was wiped out.
That's crazy.
Now, I don't know how true this is because it is a TV show, but that's what happened. And they launched about 4, maybe 5 rockets. Every time he would say launch, their equipment would malfunction and they couldn't get nothing. It's crazy. Every time they'd bring it back up, get ready again, boom, it'd go back down as soon as they launched that rocket. Tell me that ain't.
It's definitely intelligence, whatever it is.
Very intelligent. They can hear
Yeah.
or even know what you're doing.
Well, you know, when you're talking...
Maybe telepathy or something. I don't know.
You know, when you're talking Skinwalker Ranch, you know, that covers the gambit of everything, right? From ghosts to skinwalkers to Bigfoot to Tyrannosaurus Rexes. I mean, all kinds of things happen. Portals. All kinds of crazy things happen there. And, you know, a lot of intelligent stuff happens there. And, I mean, a lot of the stuff that happened before Brian Fugel, that owns it now, owned it. When, what's his name? Oh, hell.
Bigelow.
Yeah, Bigelow owned it. And they had their scientific NIDS was out there for all those years. Did you know that the majority of all that is still classified?
Yeah.
By the government, classified.
It seems like they just stopped.
Yeah.
And
They stopped and then they sold it.
They found something and they stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
And
crazy.
it's classified. something that a private citizen was doing was classified.
Yeah.
I don't know. It tells me that, I mean, because when you go to the intelligence and the hearing and the listening, there was many times that people would be walking and stuff, and then they would hear people above them talking. Of course, they couldn't see no one above them, but when they could see that the people heard them, they was like, oh, they could hear us, and then it would go away. What the heck is that? I don't know, but there's definitely intelligence there.
Well, actually, I don't. If you watched any of the episodes in the new,
no, because I don't have it. It's on this. It's not on. I've got Discovery Plus. I've done away with everything else. My cable.
They were getting feedback from their radios, but it was what they were saying. It was like somebody was broadcasting what they were saying.
That's cool.
Everywhere on the ranch. Now, how hard would that be? That'd be very hard.
You'd have to have the ability to capture what they were saying, and then you'd have to have the ability to put it back out.
Yeah, but look how big the area is.
Mm-hmm.
These guys were 10,000 feet in the air, and they were on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. I do want to bring up one more thing about Skinwalker Ranch, and then I'll tell you this. Overnight, they kept their cameras running overnight because they got this nice camera system to film the sky, and they caught something. It looked like a portal opening. No kidding. It was fascinating.
See, and that goes along with a lot of other people that said that they've seen portals there.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Have a good night.
What do you think, Bird Dog? You think UFOs are real?
Bird Dog knows they're real. He sees them every night.
He sees them mushroom
gods.
Saucers.
Do they still sell mushrooms?
Yes.
I was just wondering.
They just started back.
Did they?
Yeah.
Bird Dog?
Because of COVID.
Has your sales gone up?
He loves selling mushrooms. It's like he's working at the, what do you call it?
Does he ask you, do you want fries with that?
The Weigels or something.
Do you have to have exact change? Do they take credit cards?
Nah, I don't think so. I think it's cash only.
You could hide cash. Cash don't exist. Uh-oh, what did he say?
He is right now. He's looking at one right now.
Is it a portobello? Or a baby bello?
So back to the UFOs.
Yes.
Tell us some more about Mr. Elizondo.
I think he's fascinating. So Elizondo also says that the new Pentagon investigation should rule out the possibility that UFO sightings are linked to U.S. technology. Furthermore, the National Intelligence, John Ratcliffe, announced definitely that this is not Russian technology. Bird Dog says UFOs are real.
So he says it's all U.S. tech?
Nope. Says that it definitely isn't U.S. tech.
And it's not Russian.
Definitely not Russian tech.
Maybe it's German.
Can't be German.
Why?
They're far behind the rest of us. We stole all their good scientists.
Well,
remember?
they built all
Operation Paperclip.
they built all their cool stuff back in the 40s.
Yeah, like I said, we stole all their scientists. Operation Paperclip. That's why we're headed towards the way we are. Thanks. But, and I don't think it'd be China. China steals all their technology. So they don't invent nothing. They just take it. So if it can't be the three superpowers, who else is it? Some Saudi prince?
No, I bet I know it's Argentina.
That's it. It's the long lost Mayans still living out in the jungle somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I think on this subject, you know, we've had some good guests on this subject, and I think when it comes down to it, you got to stop and think, you know, this is one thing that I don't agree with a lot of other people, like Elizondo and some of these other people. And I think it's coming from a standpoint of working through the government. Because if you can throw threat in things, you could get money, you know? This may be a threat, so we need money to investigate it or whatever it is, right? You throw that word in there. A lot of these people want to use that word that these things are threats. Now, I can see on one side, yes, because something is entering our airspace at its own will, doing whatever it wants to do inside U.S. or any other country's airspace, and there's nothing no one can do about it. So on that side, yes, it can seem a threat. But on the other side, you know, a couple weeks ago, we had Wajid Hassan on. And I think he said something that was profound when he said that if these things wanted to wipe us out, they could do it in seconds.
Oh, yeah.
They're so far technologically advanced than we are. We're like kids playing with marbles and you know, they've got your laser rifles off of, you know, off the movies that you see every day. You know, I mean, we're ants under a magnifying glass to them. So yeah. If there was a real threat and if they was really wanting to come and take over or whatever, they could do it. Mm-hmm. If they wanted to shoot our ships down, they could do it. If they wanted to do all these things, but they don't. You know, when every time you've ever heard a story of one of our planes trying to lock onto one, what do? They jam it. They don't fire back. They just jam their signal. And then they disappear.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sound like something hostile to me.
No.
If something was hostile, when you lock onto it, it knows that you're about to try to fire on it, it's going to shoot you. But they don't do that. I don't know.
I don't know. It could bring back my old theory, you know.
What's that?
Remember my old theory?
Let's hear it.
Jason's
old theory.
UFOs and aliens are really us from the future.
Maybe possible. I wouldn't doubt it. Coming back to look.
Coming back to make things right. Jam our missiles. So we can't.
Well, anything. You know, that would put credence to how they would know to turn off and on anything militarily, like our Minuteman missile systems and stuff like that, because they would already have the codes.
Right now, there is some secret program, probably a secret program, but I know that right now they're making or trying to invent and have some success with these thin-walled exoskins that can withstand space and all the G's and everything. Well, that's what these aliens seem to have. But did you notice they all look alike?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
it's crazy. Maybe they're drones.
You know, a lot of people are starting to come out now and say that the gray aliens, to them, when they're going into regression, they're thinking that they are mechanical in nature, that they're not biological.
I think they've come to the point where they can put someone's conscience in.
Mechanical?
Yeah.
You know, it's possible. I mean, at some point we will even get there.
Well,
they're
they
working
did it
on the
Stargate SG-1.
right. They're working on the technology now.
They're working on all that stuff.
Yeah.
There was a paper that come out in 2019 about all this, everything. It revealed secret meetings with the Director of Defense about secret government programs hidden from the top officials and oversight committees. It's about materials, about crash UFOs, about re-engineering the technology. And it came out in 2019.
Do you think that a lot of our technology today comes from backward engineering?
I do. I'd say all of it, most of it.
I think so. I think it started with that technology, and then even if we got new technology that wasn't part of that, it came from a line off of that original technology that there was backward engineering.
Bird dog.
I better not be at this place.
He said eating at Taco Bell is a threat also.
It can be if you work around people.
You know, I can't believe they done took away the Mexican pizza again.
What?
Yeah, it was in so much high demand that they had to quit selling it.
That makes no sense.
I know, it's crazy.
If something's in high demand, you sell more of it.
Well, they kept running out of it. So they said that it will be back in November or October, something like that.
What if everybody stopped eating Taco Bell until then?
That would be crazy.
I bet you they'd put it back on the menu then, wouldn't they?
So what else you got about UFOs and Mr. Elizondo, the former director of the Pentagon's Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program?
A-Tip. Yeah, he's the man. Yeah. I just think, since we was doing a short show and we're nearing the end of the hour, I was just, wanting to just say that I think it's time that our government told us the truth. Stop hiding behind all this crap that they keep wanting to tell us for whatever reason. And I think that the majority of it is control, power. Because I think the people have been desensitized to it already anyway. Through all the movies, through everything that's come out, people like Mr. Elizondo. And I think that if they would come out and actually say, hey, look, we thought this may be a threat, make up some stupid excuse, whatever it is, but then come out with it, people would accept it. And I think that it would be, I think most people, that's exactly what they think. Okay. Yeah. I watched Independence Day. I mean, I don't think that people would go out and start buying guns and start moving up into the woods and digging bunkers and stuff over that. I don't think it. I think we have been desensitized to it for so long. All the movies about all this stuff. I just think that they need to start putting it more in a positive spin. Now, do I believe they're all good? I don't think so. I think there's bad aliens out there. Now, there's bad people, right? I think there's bad aliens out there. And our last guest even said so, right? He said, to say that they're all good is pretty crazy. And I was even listening to a show the other day, and they was talking about, the probe that's in our orbit, the black satellite that's been here, that they've seen and known's been here for at least 100 years or better.
Really?
Yeah. They think that it is here not only to see or to hear what we're doing, because they think that it is part of the Watchers or the Anunnaki, because Enlil, the king of all of them, right, supposedly had a device to where he could hear every person on Earth. And now they know this device is there, and it's most satellites do like an east-west, around the Earth that way. This is orbiting north and south, the opposite direction. And they said only things that we have that orbit in those kinds of ways are information satellites, like stuff that gathers intel and information and things like that. And that's what this orbit is on this satellite. And so we know these things are out there. Our government knows these things are out there. Just let us in on them.
Yeah.
It ain't going to be the end of the world. The world ain't going to end. People ain't going to start jumping out of buildings. It ain't the world of worlds, Because I believe that the majority of them are keeping us safe.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. That's it right there. Black Knight satellite.
Are you a conspiracy theorist?
Well, but there it is. There's a picture of it even.
Yeah. It's out there, folks. 120 years.
They've done, again, the people that I was listening to the other day, have got with some pretty heavy hitters in our government, and they've actually come up with a number that's pretty astronomical. They think that it has been in orbit for at least 13,000 years. At least that long. That's been since the last ice age.
Wow.
Yep. The Black Knight satellite. Look it up, people. It's pretty cool. It's a neat read. And there's a lot of information coming out. Matter of fact, there's a new book about to be written about it. Actually, I think it's already written and it's about to come out about the Black Knight satellite. That is in orbit around our planet.
That's crazy.
Is that the first time you ever heard about the Black Knight
It
satellite?
is.
Is it really? Yeah. Well, I'm glad I could open your eyes to something. Now you're going to be obsessing on it and looking at it, aren't you? You're going to be like, what's this Black Knight satellite thing?
All right.
Pretty cool.
It is.
Look it up. Look for yourself. Hey, one thing we don't try to get across from anybody is that we are by no means experts in anything, but we do try to research it before we bring it out. But do your own homework, because you know what? That's half the fun anyway.
Yeah.
Do your own homework. And and you'll appreciate it more and have more insight in it, you know. And, you know, most people get to where they're going not by themselves, but off the back of others, you know. Someone else starts it and then they build on it, you know. And I would just say definitely check it out. Everything we've talked about tonight. Do remember, though, Jason and I have a new book out. It's going to be on the website sometime pretty soon.
Oh, yeah.
Paranormal411.org. Sign up, become a member. It's free. It doesn't cost you a dime. I promise. Nothing. And if it tries to charge you, let me know, because we didn't set it up that way. You're at the wrong site. Paranormal411.org. Sign up, become a member. And also remember, we are going to have some new guests come on here pretty soon. I don't want to spoil it because we're in the talks with a few people. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, because we will have some pretty cool guests coming up soon. You won't just be listening to Jason and I promise. Not forever. You have anything, Jason, before we close tonight?
Just remember the Bigfoot conference is coming up.
Oh, it is. We got tickets to give away still,
July
too,
the 23rd in Gatlinburg. Yeah, we got 2 tickets to give away. We'll be doing that soon.
Last year we had a blast. This year they're going to have some really cool guests. So definitely, if you're in the area, check it out or listen to us and try to get the free tickets that we give away. And that makes it even better when you get to go in for free.
Oh, yeah.
Jason and I do have a booth at the conference. So check us out.
Oh,
Especially if
yeah.
you get the tickets. I mean, you know, you can at least come by and say, "What's up?" or something.
Yeah.
Give us high fives. Take pictures with us, selfies. It'd be cool. Right? I'll photobomb everybody I can. Be like, what's this long-haired guy in the background sitting here photobombing us?
It's Bigfoot.
That's it.
Get him.
But no, I want to thank all of our premium members also. And I think, you know, I really think that they deserve a book. All of our premium members.
Oh, yeah. We'll get them one.
I think they deserve a book. So, but yeah, check us out. Check out the Bigfoot conference. And it's always fun. Every year we have a blast. I almost wish it was more than just one day thing, you know?
Yeah.
So it may end up being a whole weekend thing. It keeps growing the way it's growing. Last year we sold out, what was it, 2,000 tickets?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, definitely come and check us out. Everybody have a good night. Have a good weekend. And, spend time with family.
Oh, yeah.
And remember this. Join us.
Join us.
Tonight you've been listening to Paranormal 411. Hosts are Jason and David. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. See you next time.
Keep it between the mayonnaise and the mustard.
That's right. Watch out for those gators on the zipper. Have a good night.
Old Smokey's got his ears on.
That's it. Thanks for listening to the show. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter at Paranormal411. Join us on the website at paranormal411.org. It's free to sign up and become a member. All of our upcoming shows are on the guest and events page. You can also listen to past shows on the website as well. And if you like the show and want to support us, you can do that by becoming a premium member for only $2 a month. Thanks for listening to Paranormal 411. Join us.